My name is Mariló Camacho for the third time. And because, and now more than ever, we are very limited by time, I will briefly discuss the conclusions of a study that's already been published, titled Occupational Multiliteracies for Migrants, as well as present the ongoing research, the main features and first findings of an ongoing research, focusing on the Chinese community. The focus of our study is the labor dimension of the migrant integration in the host community. Now, 7 clusters of literacies have been identified. Let me just go through these slides very quickly. And here they are. So 7 clusters of multiliteracies have already been identified in the selected corpus, such as cultural literacy, digital literacy, socio-affective literacy, civic literacy, linguistic literacy, visual literacy, and occupational literacy. This would be one of the findings of the systematic review previously done. Another conclusion is that work is used as a vector of integration for the migrant population in the host country. Right, so that line of, this line of investigation basically connects with the ongoing research on integrative multiliteracies in the Chinese community, residents in Spain, more specifically in Seville, whose hypothesis is whether the Spanish community learns Spanish in Spain, and if they do, and actually they do, conduct an ethnographic study. The ethnographic study that we're working on focuses on occupational literacy as the key element on which the sample of Chinese students, learners of Spanish, relies to learn Spanish, again, in Spain. We want to verify within the Chinese community that it's not usually culturally integrated if occupational literacy is based on work as a vector of integration through the through the establishment of professional relationships with customers and colleagues, and through the common language that is Spanish. To do that, we have selected 3 research questions that will define the objective of the study, and we will be answering them as we progress in the research. The questions are: which educational organization does this collective attend in a specific region of Spain? What literacies are learning outcomes of the language courses? Is migrant integration one of the objectives of the curricula? We have limited the research to a small language course of Chinese students, again, residents in Seville, who openly admit that they do want to learn Spanish to improve their business income. It is a very small number of participants, it's only 6, 5 females and 1 male, between 30 and 60 years old. They've been in Spain between 1 year to 15 years, and most importantly, they do own their own businesses, be it a bazaar, any kind of shop, a storage space rental. The ethnographic methods used in this research is based on a series of in-depth individual interviews within the participants' cultural background. And within the participants' cultural background, basically to collect data that will be targeting their personal competences, be it educational competence, social competence, digital competence, social competence, and any other personal issue that will actually shed light on whether the learning outcomes target these literacies that you see on the screen. Now, the tentative results obtained in the initial stages of the research showed that the language course attended by the Chinese students belongs to a foreign language course for Chinese students from a private Chinese educational organization. Now, in Seville, by the way. So, and also its main curriculum is based on the linguistic literacy, that is Spanish as a second or foreign language. But on a second level, digital literacy, actually, because the classes are actually online classes, helps to further develop their digital literacy. Now, overall, the objective of the school is actually targeting the linguistic literacy. Hence, the occupational integration achievement that basically the Chinese students want to achieve is only secondary, it's only an indirect objective for the language course. Which is a paradox, since occupational literacy is actually the main goal and aspiration for the Chinese students who want to learn Spanish to improve the business revenue. In addition, civic literacy is another personal goal for the Chinese students to actually get more integrated in Spain's public bodies so that they can manage, for instance, their own legal procedure at the immigration office. And also, and very importantly for them, to avoid being scammed by lawyers and representatives. So overall, the two outcomes that these Chinese students are trying to achieve, which are the occupational literacy, occupational integration, and also civic management, can be achieved through the use of two actually key elements, and that would be the linguistic literacy and also the digital literacy. So the preliminary conclusion drawn from the initial phase of this research point to a traditional methodology in the second language acquisition course for Chinese students of the private, Chinese private school. The approach of the school doesn't take into account any literacies outside of linguistic literacy. Therefore, the occupational literacy seems to have been overlooked. Now, once the research is complete and the research questions are thoroughly answered, a future line of research could actually further develop the topic if the school were to adopt a new inclusive multiliteracies occupational multiliteracies approach. So thank you very much. That was very brief, short and concise.